A Fort Stewart soldier is recognized at a ceremony for heroism.
Hunter soldiers lift a car to rescue a boy.
The M777 is shot for the first time in 3rd ID.
Welcome to this week's Marne Report. I'm Caitlin Kenny.
And I'm Army Sergeant Dean Gannon with 1st Brigade Public Affairs. Fort Stewart and the community gathered together at Club Stewart to celebrate the actions of a soldier who risked his life to save a local woman after she crashed into Holbrook Pond.
For his heroic actions that day, Specialist Nathan D. Curry with the 756 Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit was awarded the Soldier Medal.
Here we have a bystander, and he wholeheartedly intervened in this act without any reservation, moral or mental. A phenomenal act of bravery, and that's why the Soldier's Medal is appropriate for Specialist Curry.
On the morning of August 23, 2014, Specialist Curry was fishing on the opposite side of the pond when he witnessed an SUV crashing into the water.
2 deer ran out in front of me, and I swerved to miss the deer to the left, and there was a pond there, and my vehicle flipped over into the pond.
My first reaction was to just get over there and find out exactly what had happened. I wasn't sure if anybody had gotten hurt, you know, what the original reason was, why the car went into the water.
The vehicle was too far away to approach on foot. Without hesitation, he got to his truck and hurried to the site of the crash. When Specialist Curry arrived on the scene approximately 3 minutes later, the car was roughly 10 feet from the embankment, upside down, with only the driver's side tire exposed.
I unbuckled and I kicked the window out. Then a snake come across in front of me and I backed up and I lost my direction of where I was. I took that last breath.
With no regard for the extreme danger, he made his way to the car door and checked for survivors.
It's paramount for our job that we stay calm under stressful situations just like this. And this is what we train for.
Specialist Curry pulled Laura out of the vehicle window and to the surface. He swam her back to shore where he administered CPR. After 3 to 4 cycles of CPR, Laura regained consciousness.
He is my hero. He is my hero. And a lot of people would have, you know, maybe turned their back or looked the other way, but he didn't. He was right there.
I was just doing what I wanted somebody else to do for me if I was in that situation. So for me to be recognized in this manner is very humbling.
Specialist Curry was awarded the Soldier's Medal by Task Force Marne Commander Brigadier General James Blackburn for extraordinary heroism for going above and beyond the call of duty.
A Hunter soldier goes above and beyond the call of duty during his routine commute to work. Army Chief Warrant Officer 4 David Lagoria was among a group of Hunter Army Airfield soldiers who helped lift a car off a 14-year-old boy who'd been hit and trapped underneath it. Photojournalist Zach Renstrom brings us the story.
As I was pulling up, approaching the gate, I saw a car end up hitting a young student and his sister, apparently. And so I immediately stopped the vehicle, and I couldn't believe what I just saw. So I ran out the Jeep and I went to the driver, approached the driver first because it looked like he was trying to move the vehicle. So I touched his shoulder and I said, "Go ahead and turn your vehicle off." And he asked if he should back the vehicle up. I said, "No, stay where you are." Then I went underneath the vehicle to look at the victim, a young man. I asked him, "Hey, are you okay?" Looking for any kind of response. He didn't respond, so I started tapping him on his cheek and asked him to blink for me to try to get any kind of response. And he looked at me and he started blinking. Then I asked if he had any control of his fingers, if he could close his fingers up and move his hands, and he did that gratefully. After I saw that he had control of his hands, I told him I was going to go around to his feet and ask him if he could move his feet for me. And once I saw that he could move his feet, I knew that he was okay at least to move, and he was responding. So then by the time I got up, there was a couple other people, a couple other soldiers showed up, well, one in uniform, a couple without uniform, and we attempted to lift up the vehicle to try to pull him out from underneath. That didn't work, so then I ran to the Jeep and grabbed my jack out of the back of my car, and by the time I came back, there was a few more individuals who had come up and started trying to help. And so with about 6 or 7 of us, we decided to try to pick up the vehicle again, and 2 people pulled him out from underneath the car. Once we got him free from the vehicle, then I just made sure that he was laying still and he was okay and still responsive. I had a duty to help the fellow person, and that's what I wanted to make sure I did.
The M777 howitzer is a light howitzer that can shoot a 155mm round 30 kilometers. It also has the capability to be sling-loaded underneath a Chinook helicopter. Charlie Battery with 1st Battalion, 76th Field Division Artillery, just became the first battery in the 3rd Infantry Division to receive the M777 howitzers. So Caitlin, I heard you were out there for the shot. How did it go?
It was incredible. Very loud, but a lot of fun to see those crew members work on the howitzers. Let's take a look.
Ram! Good ram, good ram! Josh, that's it right clear! Ready! Step up!
So Charlie Battery has transitioned from a Paladin, where they were in 2nd Brigade, and now they're equipped with the M777, which is a towed 155mm field artillery system. So they've just completed a month worth of training in preparation to fire today. And today all we're doing is each gun will fire 9 rounds just to verify that that we've received the proper training, that the gun systems are working, and then we'll go into another 3 weeks worth of training where we will certify each section and platoon, and then ultimately at the end of the 3 weeks the battery will be certified to deploy, whether that be to the JRTC or anywhere around the world.
We're the only battery in the division right now who you could sling load somewhere, you could put on a plane, sling load it, and shoot a precision fire mission anywhere in the world on very short notice and do it quickly and accurately.
The occupation itself was different for them because they came from a Paladin unit, which is self-propelled, so you know they ride in and the tubes are fixed to it. So the occupation and doing everything by hand, digging in with shovels, and the crude aspect of it took a little getting used to for them. So. Well, you shoot the 155 the same as the Paladin, but with the 777, you can also drop that from aircraft C-130, or it can be sling loaded to a helicopter. So it provides a little bit more battlefield maneuverability. And then as far as our battalion goes, we're the only 155mm battery. So that provides a little more firepower to what they already had. We like the fact that it's a light piece, but it has a digital system. Generally, it's one or the other. You either have the digital system or you have the light capabilities, but with it combines the two together, it's really interesting. So.
What the 777 is bringing to us is it's now GPS aided, and it speeds it up. We are about twice as fast using this new technology as we were using the old technology.
Just all the people, I don't think they realize how much hard work that these guys put in to get in the piece, as far as turning in all of the old equipment, clearing space for the new stuff, and then the guys, the younger guys, the sacrifices that they're making. They come in early, they stay late, and they do it with a smile. They're actually really excited. And I think that the rest of Fort Stewart should know how much work these guys put into it, and I'm really proud of them, and I know the command is also.
Anytime you get to shoot artillery, it's fun. This is the best job in the Army right here, being a field artilleryman. I mean, we are the biggest guns on the battlefield. There's nothing better than being an artilleryman.
First Armor Brigade Combat Team uses morning PT to promote additional visibility towards the Army's Sexual Harassment, Assault Response and Prevention Program. Here's the story. Instructors educate and train Raider Brigade soldiers in the Sexual Harassment, Assault Response and Prevention Program with situational interactive vignettes, bystander intervention, and reporting procedures while performing PT.
You will be motivated, whore. I say at this station and everybody's station, you will be motivated, whore.
First Brigade Sexual Assault Response Coordinator, Sergeant First Class Natasha Jones says the instruction portion isn't hurting the PT pace.
There you go, that's what I'm saying, follow.
A lot of the feedback we're getting, the soldiers like the exercises. One of the number one complaints we had in the beginning, there wasn't enough PT, but we haven't had that comment anymore. So I think they like the PT now. The instructors were real creative about keeping them, keeping their bodies active and keeping them involved in the instruction.
Pull, toe, hurry.
The stations are divided into 7 groups, where each instructor briefs personnel on topics like behaviors, stereotypes, indicators, and possible solutions. There's two-way communication throughout each discussion, and maximum participation is highly encouraged.
Okay, so the biggest problem is that most males, they're prideful, they're egotistical, they're embarrassed, they feel ashamed, we're starting being more proactive. Okay, we got to be
1st Brigade Victim Advocate, Army Staff Sergeant Yvonne Jones says the work is only getting started.
I think as a SHARP program in general, we're reacting. It's going to be like that for a while. We're trying to get ahead of the trends, of the norms. For example, as a norm, good game. That used to be acceptable. It's not anymore. It should have never been.
1st Brigade Victim Advocate, Mr. Roger Taylor, believes these training methods have far-reaching effects.
This type of training is good for changing the culture. By 1st Brigade putting a footprint on this, it will enhance the unit as well as the knowledge in SHARP.
Reporting for 1st Brigade Raiders, I'm Army Sergeant Dean Gannon.
Listen up, soldiers. This is going to be a 40 weekend that is well deserved. I want everyone to enjoy themselves. If you drink, do not drive. You have heard me state my zero tolerance policy about this kind of thing before.
Sergeant Zero, pay attention. This is important. Drunk driving rules are Article 15. Am I understood?
Roger, Sergeant Major. Sergeant Major's right. I don't want to give anyone another Article 15 on Monday. Company attention. Dismissed.
Hey, Zero, ready to drive?
Yeah, we only had a few.
You sure?
Yeah.
He's just buzzed. He'll be fine.
Whatever do you see at PT on Monday.
How you doing, sir? Sergeant Evans, Fort Stewart Military Police. Let me see your license, registration, proof of insurance. All right, so you been drinking tonight?
Yeah, I've had a few.
Okay, well, let me go back to the car, run your license, and I'll be right back. All right, sir, could you go ahead and step out of the vehicle? I'm going to place you on apprehension for suspected DUI. Put your hands on your back.
Sergeant Zero, after looking at all the evidence presented to me, I find you guilty of driving while intoxicated. I take this matter very seriously, as you could have injured yourself or other innocent people. Your counseling file indicates you signed the Marne Pledge, and you were briefed on the consequences of driving while intoxicated, yet you chose to make a childlike decision to do so. Do you have anything to say before I decide your punishment?
No, ma'am.
You're dismissed. Wait outside. Sergeant Zero, I sentence you to 45 days extra duty, 45 days restriction, reduction in rank to E1, forfeiture of a half month's pay for 2 months, and I'm recommending you be chaptered out of the Army as a rehab failure.
Step back.
The safety of the community is important to Team Stewart. From February 23rd to March 1st, there were 4 DUIs and third ID.
Have some Marne pride. Don't drink and drive.
Coming up on the Marne Report, the AER funding campaign has kicked off on Hunter Army Airfield in Fort Stewart.
Red Cross organizes blood drives to help with soldiers that are deployed that are in need.
Assist soldiers by relaying information in case of emergencies.
The Red Cross obviously helps with natural disaster relief and emergency relief. Now, in the military, especially with 3rd Brigade, we've been involved with the RRF mission lately, and so in a situation like that, if we were to mobilize it when we were on that mission, we would probably have to work closely with the Red Cross and closely with their leadership and their representatives to accomplish the mission. So it's really important that we understand what they do, what their mission is, so that we can, combine it with our own.
I am so overwhelmed. I've dreamed about this day for my whole life, and I just don't even know what to do anymore. Let's just stop the wedding planning and go to Vegas and just...
No. Let's see here.
Well, I looked through everything.
Let's just go to the Bridal and Event Expo.
The what?
The Bridal and Event Expo.
That's right over here at Club Stewart. Want to get married because I love you again?
See, everything's gonna be okay.
Thank you so much, babe.
Club Stewart has a bridal show and event planning expo planned 26 April from 1:30 to 4:30 inside our main ballrooms. We're featuring 40 Coastal Empire vendors ready to sit down with you and offer all the great opportunities they have to make a wonderful wedding experience. This isn't just any bridal show and event planning expo. We've got a fashion show. We've got some great vendors giving do-it-yourself tips on our presentation stage. We've got some great fashion advice from some wonderful ladies who are giving us the show with dresses from all around the Coastal Empire. We've got swag bags, gift bags, all kinds of cool prizes and things for everyone who comes to this event. In fact, each vendor is going to have samples of different things they're offering, such as perfumes, baked goods, which I cannot wait to try one of every one. And anything else you can imagine, we've got that coming up this 26 April. This isn't just any bridal show and event planning expo. Our vendors are geared up for fun all day long. Need a dress? We've got it. Need a photographer? Not a problem. Looking for a bakery, florist, anything else? We can handle everything. For more information, call 912-767-4717 or send an email to martha.j.jackson@us.army.mil. We're also on Facebook and Twitter as CS Bridal Babe, so make sure you look us up and join our pages for updates and periodic special deals. My name is Martha Jackson, and I can't wait to plan this special day with you.
I can't do this anymore. I can't do us.
What's wrong with you?
It's not getting
You are dealing with pain, anger, a heaviness. It feels like there is no way out. It seems like you are in this by yourself, battling alone. But you are part of one Army family, shoulder to shoulder with a community there to get you through these hard times. There is no shame, no guilt in seeking out help. So if you are struggling, feeling depressed, or even having thoughts of suicide, it is time to talk to someone. Your Army family is committed to finding you the strength and hope you need to rebound from adversity. Because, above all else, our most essential resource is you.
Welcome back to the Marne Report. Are you looking for some fun things to do with your family? Then let's check in with Molly Cook, who's here to give us a look at an upcoming event.
Hi, I'm Molly Cook, and this is your MWR Minute. Registration is currently underway at the Stewart and Hunter Leisure Travel offices or online for the second annual Extreme Color Run at Holbrook Pond on March 28th at 9 a.m. This untimed event will take runners approximately 5 kilometers through Holbrook's campground and tank trails, which will be loaded with several color stations throughout the route. Advanced registration is $30 per person and will increase to $40 per person on the day of the run. Not into running or getting blasted with color? Volunteers are needed to help make the event a success. For more information about the run or for information on specific volunteer opportunities, please call 912-767-2515. To learn more about our upcoming MWR events, visit us online at www.stewartmwr.com or www.huntermwr.com. FMWR, we're your complete destination for families, fun, and fitness.
Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield Garrison Commander Colonel Kevin Gregory signed the AER pledge form along with a plethora of soldiers from 3rd ID. At the Fort Stewart March 5th during the kickoff ceremony at the 2015 Army Emergency Relief Fund raising campaign. AER is a private nonprofit organization incorporated in 1942 with the sole mission of helping soldiers and their family members with financial assistance.
Since its inception, AER has provided more than $1.7 billion to more than 3.6 million soldiers, families, and retirees. Contact Army Community Services for additional information or to donate to this campaign.
Who doesn't love to be read to? Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield's Garrison Commander Colonel Kevin Gregory read Dr. Seuss books to 25 pre-kindergarten students at Diamond Elementary School as part of National Read Across America Day, March 2nd.
According to Seussville.com, developing a love for reading begins at home. Diamond's school media specialist, Stacy McCord, agrees. She said she hears many times from students how they read with their parents and that it was an important experience for them. McCord suggests parents read to their kids at every opportunity to teach a love of reading.
Register now until March 18th for the upcoming Managed Hog Hunt at the Delta Range Complex on Fort Stewart. The hunt is open to Gold Star family members ages 12 and older, Purple Heart recipients, active duty soldiers, and retirees. Individuals will be selected by lottery draw on March 19th for the March 28th hunt. Participants must have completed the required hunter safety course prior to the hunt date. The entry fee is $10 per person if selected. Contact the Fort Stewart Pass and Permit Office, the Hunter Outdoor Recreation Office, or call 912-767-5145 for more information.
The Georgia Department of Transportation is currently conducting a road widening project along Veterans Parkway to E.G. Miles Parkway outside Access Control Point Gate 8. On the installation along Veterans Parkway, water, sewer, and gas lines are being relocated as part of the ongoing project. Sometime in 2016, the road widening will extend onto the installation starting at Gate 8 on Veterans Parkway. Motorists are advised to use other gates, ACPS if possible, obey the speed limits, and use extra caution in the area. The point of contact for this action is Matt Boland, DPW Project Manager at 912-767-7898. To find out what's happening across Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield, we turn to the Frontline newspaper.
Let's check in with Managing Editor Elvia Kelly for this week's news.
Hello, I'm Elvia Kelly, and I'll be giving you the latest details from the Frontline. For the March 5th edition, check out the lead story on the front page where a 3rd ID soldier was awarded the Soldier's Medal for heroism. The photo spread on page 3A, also known as the Behind the Lens page, spotlights the Viper pilot striking hard during gunnery training. And just a little reminder about daylight savings time this Sunday. Specialist Nathan Curry was recognized for heroism and bravery. He saved the life of Laura Chansey when she crashed into a pond in which her car was upside down in deep water, all to avoid hitting deer on the road. Soldiers and pilots from 3rd Combat Aviation Brigade over at Hunter Army Airfield took to the sky during aviation aerial gunnery training. The training will test the pilot's ability to find targets and shoot them with 30mm guns, their rockets, and Hellfire missiles. Don't forget to spring forward at 2 a.m. March 8th. Join us on the Marne Report to catch the most current news and events found in the Frontline across Fort Stewart, Hunter Army Airfield, and online at our Frontline website at stewartfrontline.com.
Coming up, go out and get active with the warming weather.
One of the things Red Cross could do is provide financial support for soldiers found in hardship positions.
Red Cross is a good way of allowing soldiers to be notified of family emergencies when they're overseas or out in the field.
One of the biggest stressors in life is finances, is money. And that's where AER can provide that assistance. They can take away that financial worry from soldiers. I've never had one soldier come back disapproved.
I was recently separated. I had 4 children to support, and my Army Emergency Relief Counselor advised that I should apply for the loan to get assistance to pay the bills that I needed, housing allowance, child care, and the other bills in order to keep myself on track. Then it came time where I needed AER, and I had to do research, and I thank God for the people that were there to provide the assistance to let me know and educate me that AER is available to reserve soldiers who are Title 10 over 30 days. So I spoke to my commander, we went over and spoke with a financial counselor, and she is also the Army Emergency Relief representative, and at the end of the day, I was able to get the money that I needed to pay the bills that I needed to help with child care and my housing allowance, and to get everything caught up.
Army Emergency Relief is truly a commander's program. From company commanders and first sergeants all the way through the garrison commanders and garrison command sergeants major, they are all dedicated to ensuring that soldiers' financial needs are met.
AER has been a blessing. Because of the AER scholarship, she was able to start her college education, to see it start and to see it finish. AER, it made the journey possible.
There are symbols that represent loss. There are symbols that represent strength. And there are symbols that represent both. Remember, respect, and honor our fallen military heroes and the sacrifice and strength of surviving families who wear the Gold Star pins.
Welcome back. In this week's Task Force Fitness, here's a tip about adding activity into your everyday life. The dietary guidelines for Americans call for 30 minutes for adults and 60 minutes for kids of moderate physical activity every day. Here are a few ways you can incorporate physical activity into your regular day. Enjoy the warming weather by washing your car yourself instead of sitting in the drive-through car wash. Stretch your green thumb by gardening. For a double benefit, grow fruit, vegetables, and herbs that you can eat or preserve. If possible, ride your bike to work or go on errands, and go on active family vacations or weekend outings. Like good eating habits, regular physical activity can be part of everyone's healthy lifestyle.
That's all for this week's Marne Report.
You can watch the Marne Report in the morning at 5, 5:30, and 8 and 8:30, noon, and in the evening at 5, 5:30, 9, and 11. Or as always, check us out on the web at stuart.army.mil, on Vimeo at vimeo.com/thirdid, and remember to subscribe to the Third ID YouTube channel so you never miss an episode. Have a great week. Rock of the Marne.